Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to Living Your Business. We're so excited to be here. My name is Danielle K. Anderson, also known as Danielle the VP. I'm an entrepreneur, interfaith minister, spiritual counselor, life coach, and speaker, and it is my purpose to help people to look good, feel good, find, and walk in their own purpose. And my co-host tonight, as most nights, we have
SJ, that's right, SJ from Inner Soul Development. That's right, Inner Soul Development. I'm a personal life coach and transformational speaker. What I do is I try to get you off your autopilot, not try, but I get you off your autopilot, take you off course to your greater self. I make sure you understand that life is to be controlled and enjoyed, and that life should not control you. Okay, so this is another episode, like she said, of Living Your Purpose, and the topic that we're going to be discussing today, and I'm going to give you a little background story about the topic. We had supposed to have a interview with Xanadu, a beautiful, wonderful individual and spirit, and so before the interview, she had saw something that Steve Harvey was talking about, and that was determining what we distinguish between a talent and a gift, okay? And how can that be intermittent or intertwined in living your purpose? How do you know that you're staying on purpose without being confused as a talent or a gift? So she said that we should do this, and so we was like, that's perfect. So we decided today to do it. Because it's true, a lot of people do get it confused. They're thinking that their talent is living their purpose, and it's really, really not. And what's the difference, and how can you tell the difference? So that is the topic today, and I'm gonna we're just gonna briefly touch on some things. Now, for you guys,
before you continue, just a little thing. The title, I added something to it. Recognizing skills, talents, and gifts, because there are some very slight and then some very distinct differences between all of those things, and I want to kind of go into that today also. Sorry, go ahead.
No, absolutely. No, absolutely. So we have what's considered a love seat. Now, the love seat basically is something where and then we call it a love seat because we love each other. So that you can be able to give your perspectives on the topic and just give your feedback as well. Because this is technically a really good topic. Because we all want to live in our purpose. And some people feel like because they sing so well that's their purpose. It's just talent and gift and skill. And they're all different. Okay. However, they do kind of merge together as far as the vehicle towards your purpose, but it's definitely something separate. Okay. I want to do something that Steve Harvey said. So I want to, just so you understand, this is what Steve Harvey said. He says that you could be a good accountant, a good lawyer, a good singer. It will allow you to basically have a good career. Okay. But he said that this is what I've learned. He says your career is what you pay for. Your calling is what you're made for. So that's where we want to distinguish if what we're doing is actually something that we're being called for, or something that is within our spirit that's pulling us to do. Like we had a topic about what do you like to do, and we said that people normally say we like to serve. Well, right. In what capacity? Let's break that down. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, they want to help. Let's break that down. Because it is very important to be specific and know, because what you are maybe mostly talented. There's people who are very talented. Let's say, for instance, for those who are religious, we have the example of Jesus Christ, who was a carpenter, but that wasn't necessarily his calling. That was something that he was skilled at because his father was skilled at it. So it's just something that we need to know so that we can always be on point and on purpose. If I'm making myself kind of...
No, absolutely. Okay. You make absolute sense.
Right. So, and also another thing is somebody said that a talent is something that you develop. A gift is there without working on it. So it's already kind of embedded in you. And when we always say, and you know what's funny is that we always say when you live your purpose, it's a journey. So it's like almost trying to find every step of the way, trying to pull that purpose towards us. So it's something that's not clear cut, because a talent is clear cut. You sing, you can sing. It's just something that's noticeable, you know, something that can't be hidden. However, your purpose is something that is going to be an investigation, almost like it's something that you got to constantly try to find, you know,
right?
And mold and make for yourself and learn yourself. You know what I mean?
Right. What I think your purpose is, whatever your gift and your talents are, being put to use for others. That's the purpose. Sometimes you may I'll give myself an example. I don't now, but I used to sing very well. I grew up singing in choirs. I directed choirs. Music is my life. Here's the thing. I could barely read a note, but I can hear,
right?
You know, and I can, you know, I can pick up on those things. But I don't think I'm good at it. I'm talented at it. I enjoy it. I can teach it, but it's not something that I feel that I was meant to do. It was something that I did for myself. It was something I did for camaraderie, you know, to be a part of a group and all of that type of stuff. But there are some who are called to sing. They are meant to use that gift to uplift people, or to touch people in a way, you know, that speaks words that they, you know, some things like that. I don't believe that was my calling. And people always say, well, why didn't you keep singing? You were so good. I didn't want to. That's for me. That's not for you. You know, I used to sing in church and sometimes like that, and I would do it, you know, as an expression of appreciation for my blessings and stuff like that. But that was like just mine. It's not for everybody. Some people, when they sing and they sing for other people, they feel that joy that other people feel. They get that back. I didn't get that. I guess I was like, I'm happy that people liked it, but yeah, I'm gonna go now. I don't want to do this. So that's the difference between a talent, a skill, and a calling. Right. We'll use music further. So some people are good musicians because they work really hard at it. They learn to read, they learn the instruments, they learn the intricacies of timing and harmony and melody and all of the things, how other things work together, sound engineering, speakers, all of them. They're talented because they work really hard. They love it, but they work really hard at learning the mechanics of how everything works and how sound works and how all of those types of things. That's a skill that can be taught. Mm-hmm. Anybody can be taught to play music or read music or sing or something like that. Anybody can be taught that. That's a skill. Right. A talented person who works at the skill can be very good. You know, a talented person will take the skill and put it to use. A gifted person can do it without having to work at it. Right. Gift is something that is within you, that is constant. It's that you don't have to work at it. I know very talented and gifted musicians who still, like myself, cannot read a note, but they can pick up any instrument and play it. As soon as they learn how it works and say, oh, this is how you do that. And then they just play. Right. That's it. That's a gift. Right. Your purpose is where your talent, your gifts, and your skills all come together to serve others. Right. And that's the eventuality. That's the end game. But I think that everybody should understand that everybody has a gift. So don't necessarily, because I've heard people say, well, that person is just gifted. No, that person has honed on to something. They have found something that they know that they're called to do. You just need to find that too, because it's in you as well. You understand what I'm saying? So, and as TD Jake says, once again, that a life purpose is tougher to identify. But I think it's great that it's like that, because it becomes fun. It becomes I think it becomes, I wouldn't say, well, fun is a good word, but it also becomes I think the words coming to me just awesome.
because it's like you're learning yourself. It's like you're learning yourself by the step of the way. So I think it's fun in that aspect because it's opposed to mold you to become greater than what you are right now. So that's why it's good and tougher to identify. A talent and a skill is kind of easy to identify because it's something that, it's just something that a person can just notice. Right. I notice that you're great at crafting or making a cake. You're great at baking and you're great at dishes. But a life purpose is something that has to be in you. So of course it's going to be harder to identify because you're growing every day. Right. And then you're learning yourself every day. So it's something ingrained in you. So don't necessarily feel like I don't have a gift, because some people feel that way. Oh my God, I don't have it. Right. I just wasn't. God
it's
missed
not that
me.
you no.
God missed me on the gift train.
It's not that you don't have it. You just don't know what it is. And sometimes it's right in front of you and you have no clue. Some people, unfortunately, were brought up in the situation where they never had the opportunity to explore what their gifts are. But it is something that is innate. It's in you. And this is how I try to help clients, is just ask, what would you do? And a lot of people ask this question. What would you do if you could forever for free? Yeah. What is the thing that you could, what is the thing that you could do if you could do it all day long, no problems, no other distraction? If you could do it, not having to worry about money, if you could do it all day, every day, what would be that thing? Or those things? And that's how that's where you start. Right. That's where you start. And having a passion to learn things, that's great, because then you can develop the skills to go along with the gift.
Yeah, I would normally say this, like for instance, with you and myself, we speak, but
I'm not a gifted speaker, by the way. I just want to make that known.
Your gift is to serve and talk and to help people find and live in their purpose, and that's a part of speaking, right? So you are using a vehicle, Toastmasters, as a vehicle to hone that skill, that purpose, and that skill into it. So that's exactly what it is. Now, a lot of people are, and it's funny because I see this a lot too, is that don't let people push you into a purpose. Don't let people tell you what you're because you have a talent or a skill or something, that they're telling you what you should become. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? So I think that's sad, because when you learn or you're following your purpose, you're learning you. Right. You're not. No one's telling you what you should become. It's a process of learning you. And T.D. Jakes had said something that I want to just say. He says that I was sitting on a speaker, and the speaker had bared my weight. The speaker, like a speaker, right? Speaker box. Right. And he said the speaker had bared his weight of my body. He said it will make a chair in a pinch. If you need a chair, you can sit right on the speaker, right? So you can use it. But it says, but it was not designed to be a chair. I'm not using it for its highest and best use. He says many times we are pushed into functioning in an area that is not our highest and best use because someone needed us to be something we were not created to be.
Wow. That was good.
So
that's good.
Don't allow anybody to tell you what it is that your purpose should be. This living your purpose is actually you finding it and identifying it. And the beauty of that is learning more about you, the individual, your whole being. And I think that that's important.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm so glad to see you all come in. Xanadu, we're so sorry that we weren't able to talk to you today, but we're so glad that you're able to join us. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. I want to acknowledge those people who are here live. Thanks so much. I want to take a moment to acknowledge also the people who may be listening or watching a replay on YouTube or SoundCloud. Thank you guys so much. You have no idea how much I appreciate the people who come and watch and listen and like and comment, because a lot of people, you can't really see all of the stuff in the background like I do. And it's like little things that you don't think make a difference. They make a huge difference. They make a huge difference. Just watching it, just clicking that like button, it means a whole lot. And it would mean a lot more to other people, I suppose, if we were sponsored or something like that. We don't make, right now anyway, we don't make money off of our YouTube and stuff like that. But we don't, and it's not what we're here for. Obviously, we're business people. We want to earn money, but it's really more about seeing what it is that you all like to see from us, so that we can get better.
Right.
We have our clients, we have our speaking. That's where we really make our money. That's what, for living your purpose, that's what that's all about. But really, the interaction that we have, the replays, that's what the comments, you guys, I cannot express to you enough how important the comments are. Because if you like it, tell us, and tell us why. If you don't like it, let us know why. Don't be jerks about it, but just let us, we love feedback and constructive criticism, because we're still on this journey about getting better for each other, for ourselves, and for you. That's why we're here. So thank you guys so much, for the live viewers, for the listeners on SoundCloud, for the YouTube watchers. Thank you guys so much. If you haven't subscribed, do so already. Do so, please.
Yes, definitely.
If you happen to be new to living your purpose, we invite you to learn more about us. We are online at lypshow.com. There you can see bios for myself, SJ. You'll find links to our personal business websites. You will find information on what shows on, what shows next. Our whole archives are available through the website. And everywhere that we are connected on the internet, that includes our Facebook group, which is awesome.
Yes.
Our Twitter.
Thank you, everybody. All those people that just joined in.
Yeah.
Is just great.
That's blown up. Twitter, Instagram. What else? Where are we? Periscope.
Yes.
Like I also said, YouTube and SoundCloud. We're also on LinkedIn and Google Plus.
Yes.
We don't do too much there, honestly. But we could do more. So if you link with us, add us to your circles and stuff, then we can put more information up there. So lypshow.com is the website. If you click connect, you can find everywhere we are on the internet, and you can also email us directly if you have questions, comments, testimonials, anything like that. At yourpurposenow at yahoo.com.
There we go. Perfect.
I think that's
it. So for those who don't know, once again, my name is SJ. I have a company called Inner Soul Development. I'm a personal life coach and transformational speaker. So, and then we have on this side, my co-host,
Danielle K. Anderson, also known as Danielle the VP. I am, among many other things, an entrepreneur, interfaith minister, spiritual counselor, life coach, and speaker. And it is my purpose to help people to look good, feel good, find and walk in their own purpose. And again, I'm so glad that you joined us. And tonight we are talking about skills, recognizing skills, talents, and gifts, and how to utilize all of those things in living your purpose.
Absolutely. And I think that this is a good topic, because people do get confused. Some people feel like their talent is their purpose, and then once they realize that their talent, they don't like it too much, they like to do it as often, then they realize that this is not my calling, and then they do something totally different. That's like somebody who is a singer, or who are really great in let's just take, for instance, a Montel Jordan. He was really good, at singing, and he produced a lot of things, and then he realized his calling was the church. Mm-hmm. So he went to that route. So like I said, as life goes on, you're going to realize that the talents that you have, or the skill that you have, is just a vehicle for you to be able to find and walk in your purpose, but not necessarily it may be your purpose to do. So it's very, very critical for you to know the difference and know how you can use each one to the best of your ability, and then use that somewhere to transfer you toward living your purpose correctly, and honing in on it, because you don't want to sit there drifting, thinking, I'm talented, but I don't like necessarily doing this all the time. And is this what I'm supposed to be doing? How I'm supposed to know? Is God supposed to give me some type of shock to my heart to make me realize what it is that I'm supposed to do? Am I supposed to meditate and find it? It's all about trying to identify who you are and honing in on who you are and walking in that. And once you realize who you are and growing into that, you'll discover it. It's something to be discovered, but not discovered like Minute Rice. It's going to take time for you to discover it and go through the channels needed, but use your skills and talent and abilities to be able to just kind of filter everything down to where you're supposed to be.
Right. I'll give another example. This is a personal example. Now, I'm not gonna brag or anything like that, but I'm a pretty talented cook. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I will say that but I think that is in part mostly because my parents were very talented cooks. As soon as I could look over the stove, I was in the kitchen cooking. And but I think it's because I've been taught the skills of cooking, what to do, what not to do, how to measure without measuring, and all that kind of stuff. And then, so I learned the skills. I learned what the tools were, how to use them properly, what goes where, how to mix flavors and all that type of stuff. That's a skill. The talent comes, I think, partially because of my gift, which is to be a nurturer. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I love to feed people. Mm-hmm. So I want them to feel good when they, and it's not just, they know that I didn't just follow a recipe to the letter and it tastes like it's supposed to taste. I want them to feel the things that I feel for these people in the food that I make. So that's where the talent comes in, and the gift. Right. That's how those things converge. And my parents, together with their skills in entrepreneurship and their talents in cooking, were able to find their purpose to have a catering company. And my sister and I, so we learned all of those skills, and we developed the talent. And when our mom passed, we continued on the business for a good while. And when it came time to renew the license, we were trying to decide whether we should do it or not. And we had to decide, no, this isn't what we're meant to do. It's not for us. Now, had our mom not passed, we probably would have carried on the business for a good long while. We would have been in it for a long time, and then eventually maybe taking it over. But the way things happen, it was just, we both realized this is not for us. This is not, we're two people raising children. We were very young and we had young children, and we were trying to figure out how the heck she did it. How did she raise us, be constantly, at our school, being all of that, and still run this business and be very successful at it and not spend $1 on marketing, because that's what she was meant to do. That was her purpose.
Right.
But it wasn't ours, but it helped us a lot. They taught us the skills for like business, entrepreneurship, customer relations, customer service, all of those type of things that have helped us to grow and become our entrepreneurs in our own right, and to work in the business world as well. So
right,
that's an example.
And if you think about it, sometimes being that we don't know the difference and we're learning about ourselves, and once we become more mentally aware, that direction or that shift could be very emotional.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to, it's like almost starting as a baby. So it's just like, and you're departing from something that you really like to do. Mm-hmm. And it's something that you, like I said, it's gone from love to like. So when you depart or make that shift or make that little pivot, it could be emotional, very emotional. Mm-hmm. That I have to, this is something that I need to do some soul searching. Just like, say, for instance, we had a client, we had an interview with Carla, who's part of the Giggle Fest. And she was honed in to one particular way when she was with the spiritual leader. at the time. And he
Shri
told
Ravi
her,
Shankar.
right, he told her, no more, you're not doing this anymore. Now you're going to be doing this.
Right.
Now, can you imagine the emotional impact to say, oh, wow. So I must have just been talented or skilled at this, but he sees something in me that now I have to move. So that's why living your purpose is something that is always ever changing, because you're always ever evolving. So it's always going to be something that you're going to have to be. It's going to be fun, but it's going to be also an emotional roller coaster.
Oh yeah.
But
and it can get very, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, it can get very lonely sometimes.
Right, very lonely.
Because when you make that shift, it's not only you that's shifting for and around you, it's everybody around you sees that shift and notices a shift and may not know how to handle or deal with it. They say something's wrong with you, something's different about you, you're changed, you know, you're not yourself, and this, that, and other thing. But they don't realize that you can't stay the same. You know, a person can't stay the same way. People, it's funny to me that people, when they interact with me, they meet me a certain way. They're used to my online persona. They're used to my, you know, when I'm in business, they see me a certain way. But then if they get to know me a little better, and maybe I'm not doing all that great, I'm not in the best of moods, or, you know, just stuff is going on, I'm just super busy, I'm not answering your text messages right away, or I'm intensely focused on something else, or I maybe actually be sad. Oh my God, Danielle got sad. What is that all about? So then they're like, you're different. Something's not right. You're not the same. I don't like you like this. And they don't know how to handle it because it's not, you know, look, I can't be the same person all day, every day. Nobody can. And I recognize that we're all multifaceted. We all have different sides to us. We all have different parts of our personality. But the one that you are used to seeing isn't around so much anymore, then people get uncomfortable with that. People don't like change, but change is necessary. And it's absolutely necessary.
Right. And that's good that they see the change, because they know now the playbook is different. Like, wait a minute, you know, because you have to do that. You have to, what does the word evolve mean? You know, so that's very important for you to be able to have others see the change in you, you know, to see the change in you, to see that shift that's going on. But guarantee you, if you don't understand yourself or learn yourself, then you're going to be one of those drifters who are going to be drifting by and letting other people dictate your journey for you. And so we don't want that to happen. And sometimes your intuition, we always talk about the intuition, that inner child, that inner voice. That inner voice may be speaking to you and telling you to do something different. You need to change. You need to shift. You need to, and it could be to the point where intuition gets loud. Sometimes it's not quiet, it's loud. And sometimes it just makes you say, okay, I got to listen to this.
Right.
Even though I love and like this inner spirit, or this inner, it's not religious. It's something within us. It's fact that shifts us, that talks to us or speaks to us in different ways. And so it may give us an idea or a compass of where, a direction of where we really supposed to be.
Right.
Yeah, you know, absolutely. So it's very important to hone in on yourself. And that's why, you know, we want to make sure we're clear as to what talent, what skill, and what that purpose is. That's what eventuality, that's what we want to get to. So we want to use our talent and ability and use it to the highest extent for us to be able to know how to live in your purpose, because we could say that all day, but it may not be that. So you need to always check in on yourself and make sure that where you are is where you need to be able to go there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, again, thank you.
Carla's in the room.
Of course she is. And I see Kano also. Hi, thanks, hon, for stopping by. I appreciate you. And Will is here also.
See, Will Inspire.
Okay, sorry. Just wanted to say hi. Hey, Carla.
Actually, I came in because of the topic and what you were talking about and some of the things that I've been going through. And it's been a journey. I had quite a few friends who I thought were friends who liked everything I was doing. Mm-hmm. Until recently, they seem to have disappeared.
Wow.
And a lot of it is, oh, you'll never make money in Giggle Fest. It was the laughter revolution when all of this happened. Oh, this will never work. You need to go out and get a job. I hear that from my family all the time. Well, I don't anymore because my sister doesn't talk to me. But the point is, I really had to go within in order to come out. And it's been a journey. I think the past few months with this problem with mobility was to make sure that I went within in order to be able to do what I'm supposed to be doing. Just needed to say that it's not an easy thing to decide to live your purpose, because your purpose may not be something that anyone understands or anyone has any inkling of why you're doing it or even that you're doing it.
So let me ask you a question, Carla. How did you distinguish your talent from your gift? How did you distinguish whether or not that you didn't get it confused as far as living your purpose?
SJ, I'm not even sure I have that clear. So yeah. I've gone through a lot in this journey. I mean, I really owe a lot to Danielle and Joey because they've actually kept me on the journey. It's been a journey. It's been a very difficult journey because there were people that I thought I could count on as friends, and they're not there now. And actually, in a way, it's good that they're not there because I'm learning, hey, I don't need it. And I don't need them. Mm-hmm. And it just happened very naturally. We're just not in contact. Something that was very powerfully, very much a friend. A group of people I thought who would be supporting me in this journey have done anything but support me. So it's been like, okay, if I'm going to ride this wave and get over it, I really had to change things around a lot. And I really had to I found a few people who are still there for me.
Good.
And then there's a lot of people who aren't. And it's funny, they called me about something that I knew everything about, as if I didn't know anything about what was going on. And I said, come on. And I told them what was going on with me. And it was very funny. Oh, that sounds painful. And they never called me back. And I'm beginning to realize that it doesn't matter. These aren't the people I need to have around me. Right. But it's like I'm building a whole new, I hate to use the word tribe, but that's what came up immediately. A whole new group of people, and it takes time and it takes energy, and it's kind of scary at times, but it's happening.
Yeah. So I want to ask people in the chat, have they been confused between a talent and a gift?
Let's be very clear.
A talent, a skill, and a gift. Are they been confused about which one, how they live in their purpose, understanding the difference? How many? Just put in one if some have been confused about that. Put in one for me if you've been confused about that.
We got some ones.
Yeah.
Watch this.
And
what? Okay. So
yeah.
Now, I don't think this is so unusual, because I think it's really hard to go from what you've been doing or what you thought was your talent or what you were supposed to be doing. Like, I thought teaching special ed was my thing.
Well, here's
Obviously.
the thing, Carla. This is how I can, because I wanted to kind of use you as an example again. If you don't
great!
mind. So, Carla, your chosen profession up to Giggle Fest was teaching, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you were an educator for so many years. You learned, you went to school, 24 years. That's almost half a century. So I would say that you had enough
quarter
century. Sorry, don't do math on the weekends. So you almost a quarter of a century. So you've had time to hone your skills and become talented at it, learn what works for you, what works for your students, and all of that. So you were skilled at it because you learned how to do it. You were talented at because you used that and became great. But it's not your purpose.
No.
But that is interesting. I love that.
The thing. Knowing what I know about you from interactions and conversations with you and being present in your classes and things, your laugh is something that's been with you forever, and it's been recognizable forever. Your laugh is your gift. And so now you use your laugh, your gift, to share that with the world. But your teaching skills and the talent for educating people is being used to share your gift.
That's right.
Teaching people how to meditate and how to laugh and relax using laughter and being comfortable with their laugh, their giggle, their smile, all of that. That's how those things work together. And sometimes people find their gift and use it when they're very young. And some people are just blessed that way to be able to do it when they're small. Some people, it takes time to build and develop and have the experiences so that the gift can be utilized properly in their purpose.
Absolutely.
Like for me, again, I'm a speaker, but I promise you I'm not a talented speaker. I'm skilled because I've had the classes and the training and the support that enabled me to be better at presenting. However, I never really wanted to be a speaker. I don't want to be a speaker. I actually wanted to be a teacher. That's why I took the classes in speaking, so that I could be a teacher. I realized I didn't want to go to school to be a teacher, and maybe the teaching in a classroom setting wasn't for me. But my ministry, my teaching, my experience in education, homeschooling, and all of that, now that's being used in order to help counsel people, to listen. All of those things are helping me now in my purpose, which is to nurture people, help motivate, uplift, encourage them, and help them on their journey as well. So all of those things do come together. Your talents, your gifts, and your skills all come together to serve your purpose. Jamila, early on, she said something that made sense. It's when you take what you're passionate about and what you're good at and you put them together, that's basically your purpose. Because she's really passionate about business. She's a really good writer. So what does she do? She writes about business, and she uses those skills to help other businesses do what she does. Right. So that's another way of explaining it. It's taking your skills and your talents, the things that you learn how to do, the things that you do well, and putting them together with the thing that you love in order to serve. That's how you live your purpose. That's a real easy way of making a complicated thing.
Right. Because you don't want to. You don't. Okay. What we're trying to make sure that you understand is that a talent, an ability, and a skill, which you have to actually go to get specialized knowledge for, it's recognizable right away. A skill, or not a skill, I'm sorry, a talent. A talent and an ability is something that you can notice right away. A person can notice it. A person can notice it and maybe compliment you about it. Mm-hmm. But it may not be something that you want to do, or or it may not be your calling, right? But it may be the vehicle, as Danielle is saying, towards your calling. Mm-hmm. But in order for you to know what your calling is, or what you're being called for, you have to answer it. You have to do it. You have to answer it.
You have to answer the call to find out.
You have to answer the call. You have to answer the call.
That's great.
So that is very important for you to know that you have to get time. So Carla answered the call. And Carla answered the call, and it may not have been the call that she wanted to really answer, but because she picked up and answered it, she's happy that she did actually pick up the call. Right. So we all have that gift within us. Remember, it's nothing that the universe did not skip nobody. Everybody has it. It's just that when the phone rings, pick up the phone and answer it. And it's going to be there. It's going to be there, but you have to be in tune with you, because it's in you, babe. It's in you. Yeah. Okay. So it definitely starts with you. So you have to be able to be in tune with yourself. And that's why in Living Your Purpose, we talk about intuition. We talk about meditation. We talk about honing in on you, because that's where it starts. And that's where everything else gets filtered out. People telling you what you should do. All that gets filtered out because you're already in tune with yourself. So you know, I like cooking, I like baking, I like teaching, I like coaching, but it's not something that that ring or that call, I'm not hearing it clearly. So we need to really understand that.
Yeah. I wanted to give somebody another example of somebody who it's one of the, sometimes our purpose and our calling and the thing that we're meant to do that helps others and helps sometimes, like I said, it's just art. Art speaks to people. It does things. There was a video that I saw on Facebook a couple days ago. Maybe it was yesterday. And it was a story of an artist who's like unconventional. He makes Lego sculptures, right? Just plain old Lego bricks that you get from Toys R Us, right? He started out as a lawyer. He was a really good lawyer. He was well paid. He worked at a good firm and all of that. See, law was a skill. Mm-hmm. He went to school. He wanted to go and learn all of that. And he did well. But then after he came home, he needed some kind of a creative outlet to just kind of decompress. So he said he would draw, he would paint, he would listen to music, all that kind of stuff. So he was actually innately a very creative person. And he had some blocks and he just started building stuff on his own. No sketch or anything, just made things. And so it turned out that he started making these really cool sculptures out of the blocks. So after he did that for a while, he sold a few of the pieces, and then he said, "You know what? Screw this. Screw the law firm. I want to do this." And he's been able to. He has a show that travels, certain pieces that travel, and then he has people who have custom designed work that he does, and he's even done a full scale model of a T-Rex. I was like, "What the heck is that?" So, wow, he's like passionate about it, and he's making a living at it, and he's sharing his creativity with other people, having those unique things, something that somebody else can have and enjoy. Whether it's, superficial or it's just like a cool nerdy thing to have in your house, or, he's done paintings. I've seen people, it's amazing.
Right. I've seen people who made six figures and they just left it, because it just wasn't what they were called to do
at all.
And so when you get to that moment of clarity, because when you realize when you hear that phone ringing and you want to answer that call, it is all visualized. It's just constantly in your vision as far as, I have to do this. I have to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. I have to do this. I have to be able to go to India and feed all these people. I have to do this. I have to build a school in Africa. This is what I have to do. I'm leaving my $1 million a day job and I'm going after it. Now you may say he's like that person's crazy, and in his spirit, intuition, he may say to the intuition, "You're crazy," right? But it's so when he did that, he knew that was the phone to answer. He just had to answer it.
You know what I find?
We have somebody in the hot seat, in the love seat.
You know what I find though? When people start saying you're crazy, when you start questioning yourself, say, "Am I crazy for doing this? Yes, you are," and that's just what you need. Sometimes you need to go crazy to get clarity. You know, sometimes we need to get broken down so that we can be built back up. So it takes a little bit of crazy. Nobody sane and boring did anything awesome. All the awesome
What's up,
stuff
Keenan?
From
Keenan, how are you doing, brother?
What's up, world? How y'all doing? What's happening?
Long time no see. How are you?
Yeah, most definitely. Happy Memorial Weekend to everybody out there.
Same to you.
Loving the knowledge. I'm loving the inspiration over here. So I had to, pop in and just sit down with y'all for a minute.
Well, thank you. Good. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to see you, and I'm glad that you came in to visit the show. That's really awesome.
Thank you.
Then I'm hoping that it's doing something for you, positive.
Yes,
I
hope
you're
that
enjoying yourself so far. I hope.
Yeah.
Oh, I am most definitely, and I'm feeling the conversation, and I'm trying to put it into my channel and where I need to go, and really finding that split between being gifted and that talent you was talking about.
So, is it difficult for you? Are you understanding it a little bit?
No, it ain't difficult understanding it. It's just realigning
how to apply it.
Yeah, realigning my observation about it and where my strong points are as far as moving on.
Right. Because you do have strong.
So
I think I'm still developing my talent.
You feel like you found it?
No, I don't feel like I found my purpose yet, but I'm still like, I know what kind of area and area that I'm passionate in to really, give a routine to build talent and to find that call. You know what I mean? I got to be in the right place to get the right call. I mean, so if I'm not in the right space, I don't feel like I'm going to achieve that. But as far as the talent, I'm always surrounding myself with people that's either greater or like-minded, but it's so frustrating when you're trying to build your own brand and, have a passion for it and people around you is not supporting, or you feel like you got more on your shoulders than you can bear. So that's kind of my issue, is trying to make sure everything stay in routine and coming up with new ideas. I think I'm a good idea person. It's just I just need more team members to like delegate kind of tasks here and there, because I'm not. Yeah, I'm not that one person that can just do it all.
So the people around you are not in sync with you as far as your vision?
Right, correct.
Okay.
I had to destroy and rebuild multiple times, you know what I mean, just to make sure I don't get them out of their life, you know what I mean, because I was taking people away from what they like to do just to, help me. And I didn't want to be a burden on them. So I had to let them go and go fly, go do what you want to do. I don't want you to be responsible for my success, not helping me.
Right. And I think that's with one thing about that is that's not abnormal. That is so not abnormal. I think that is what majority of people have to go through, because it's a filtering process. Okay? But it's a filtering process that starts with you at yourself, right? Because you can attract those people that come into your life that are within your vision or within the image that you want to bring out to yourself. But we have those people that tag along that try to not destroy, but kind of alter and tell you what it is that you need to do, as opposed to, like we said, your calling or your purpose. So this is not abnormal. Everybody goes to this period where they're trying to create a mastermind of people that are within the same type of mind frame. But you're gonna have those people who are just gonna fall to the wayside like dead skin, dead cells, right? Dead skin that you're gonna have to just leave behind because it is essentially your journey. It's not theirs. You could only hear this. You're the only person that's going to hear the phone ring. Nobody else. Nobody else is going to hear that phone ring but you. So that's why it's very important for you to know that no one else can help you answer that call but yourself. If you understand what I'm saying.
And I kind of like sacrificed what I really wanted to do. I kind of sacrificed what I wanted to do for what I thought my calling was. Because I wanted to be a stage performer, a rapper or a singer, whatever. But I thought I had a calling to really find other talent and being that talent, person that finds the new talent and share it with the world. So I started my own radio station. Right. I thought that was the bigger thing. I'm coming on to my 8 years.
Congratulations!
8 years on the radio tomorrow.
Wow! Congratulations! Happy anniversary!
Thank you. So. I mean, I try to build that as a business, and of course, incorporate a lot of my comrades and the people that's affiliated with me and that surrounding to support. But it wasn't really in that same intent. Everybody wanted to see me fall, or they'll take my secrets or take what I learned from it and start their own station.
Right. Well,
it just leave me in the dust. I mean, I feel like I'm a creative person.
Oh,
I'm not getting help as far as really getting out there. Okay.
Yeah. Really good points that were brought up. I wanted to come in. I'm a podcaster myself. Honestly, I do my own podcast, and I know what it is to run a podcast. But if you have the creativity juices running through you, you really need to try to build yourself a team of people that you trust. You have to build yourself a team of people that you trust. Now, I did that, okay? Now I have a team of people that I could delegate things to. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's what you need, Keenan. That's exactly what you need.
I had it before. It's just they took advantage of it. I didn't see it coming. A lot of people, they ran off. Like I said, they ran off and started their own ideas and started their own shows. And,
you want to know something, Keenan? You want to know something? They probably took the idea from you and ran away with it and said, hey, I'm going to do my own thing. You know what I'm saying? So what you got to do is, you thought those people were your friends, right? Mm-hmm. They weren't really your friends. So guess what? You have to find people out there that have the same niche as you. You know what you want to do in your business, and that's the people you bring into your team. But you have to mend the relationship with those people, like I have. You know
what do you reach out? What do you got? A certain network that you reach out to those people? Because
I created my own network. I created my own network. I created my own network. It's called JGF Organization, and it's out there on Twitter. I've been doing it now for 8 years. I've been building it up, and I take people out of there. I take people out of that unit, and I say, oh, I got to get to know this person a little better. I got to get to know this person a little better. Yeah. Oh, man, this person's got a great talent for my team. I got to get to know this person better. Mm-hmm. And the people you think that are your friends that want to come on board with you, guess what? They're going to steal that idea from you, and they're going to go do their own thing, like you just said. They started their own podcast, based on what you do. So you have to keep
other podcasters. Like I try to reach out with other podcasters, even trying to build brands together or do like a fair exchange or barter system. And it's like, we got our thing going over here. Like we really can't work with y'all right now. It's like it's always a competition.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is what you got to do with all the podcasters. You have to go to them and you have to offer cross promotion.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly what I
if you offer cross promotion, they're more apt to do work with you. Okay, they're more apt to do work with you because you're promoting them, and then they'll promote you. They'll get people, you get people, and so on and so forth. If that's what you want to do, if that's what you want to do with your podcast, like I have a radio station. Okay, I built my radio station. I started my radio station. I'm looking for hosts right now. You know what I'm saying? So basically what I'm doing is I'm looking at other podcasters that are out there, you know, on different networks,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm saying, hey, I'm looking for hosts, and I'm a pretty big radio station. You know, would you want to, you know, think about maybe coming on board with me? You know what I'm saying? Maybe bring your show and bring yourself over. So you have to think about what you want to do, Keenan. Do you want to build a station, or do you just want the podcast? Because if it's just the podcast, okay, then you have to do cross promotion.
Yeah.
Okay. But if it's more than that, you have
Right.
to start looking out of the box, looking on Blog Talk Radio, looking on these mediums,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah,
For
that's
hosts,
what I'm on. That's the
okay?
site I'm
You
on.
wanna-
I'm trying to build
yeah.
a brand.
It's for a reason. You are the way you are. You have what you have. You can do what you can do for a reason. I always say, if you can't find a place that can house your joy, then create it. If you're not getting it done on Blog Talk, then you can make your own. In my area, there's like 4 or 5 different online radio stations and networks that are doing really well. And I saw exactly the same thing that you were talking about earlier. Somebody coming in and working with you and doing good, and then split and did their own thing. So I see it. I understand the struggles that you have to go through. But
Mm-hmm.
what you want to mainly focus on is what you want your station, network, or whatever to do. Focus on that first and make sure that it is what you want for yourself. If it's something like I said earlier, I don't know if you were here, but if it's something that you could do all day, every day, and not get paid for, would you still do it?
Exactly. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Okay.
what I was
Then
saying
you
about
can work
how
it.
what you're
Yeah.
doing right now could be a vehicle for that could be a vehicle toward your ultimate purpose. Your podcast and your radio station, and you're making millions of dollars off that radio station, may not be it, bruh. It may not be it. You have to hone into yourself to find out what it is that you truly
That's
want
what I
to
was
do,
thinking
because
too.
that
Like,
is the essence of
I
everything.
love doing this. That's what I was saying too. But I think it's like I'm not even calling in just to talk about my radio show. You know what I mean? It's just in general finding
That's
my
exactly
purpose.
right.
It's like
Mhm.
I love entertainment. I love being a people's person. I don't know how to really manifest that besides career and really opening it up to a bigger outlook. I mean, inlook. It's like, yeah, I love my career. I want to be successful at my career, but I want to be a fulfilled person all around.
Right. And
Keenan, hit me
write
up
down
on Twitter.
and oh,
please.
sorry.
Send me a
And
message.
write down.
I'm sorry.
Be specific as far as what it is that you really. So when Danielle says this
I don't know,
all.
man. I
Danielle
don't
says
know.
this all the time. She says this all the time, every show. Write down. Be specific. If it's entertainment, if it's something, say for instance, you want to serve. What is that? What does that look like? How does that look like? Write it down. Be specific. And you know what? As you're writing down, you may have a totally different scenario. See, that's the difference.
Something else might come from that.
Right. Exactly. So that's why I always say, like, know yourself. Get in tune with yourself. Get in tune with that inner person. Listen to that. And then you'll know what your calling is, because it may not be, and it's beautiful that you're doing it. And we think 8 years is a long time. That's great.
Yeah.
However,
yeah, I mean, I feel like I ain't really found my
Right.
purpose in
Right.
doing those
Yeah.
8 years. You know, I feel like it was just a hobby, or felt like it was something I liked doing, and a talent.
Well,
You know what I mean? I
listen,
feel like it was just a talent I like doing.
you've learned a lot from it so far. You've become talented at those things. this is something that, like we were talking about earlier, that maybe all the things that you've learned from doing this right now could prepare you to be doing something very different.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in the same area of entertainment, but maybe something that you had never considered doing, mm-hmm. and find that that's your purpose. Mm-hmm. That's why I said I want you to message me, okay? And we can talk about it.
I got you.
And maybe I could help you a little bit, because I mean, I haven't been around for 8 years, but I've been in and around a lot, and I've seen a lot over here doing the same stuff that you're doing. I may be able to help you.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
Refocus.
That's what we're here for.
I appreciate it.
And that's why we do this every Sunday 6 p.m. because there's people. You are not. You are not. You know, let me tell you, you are not the only person in that boat. That's but the beauty of it is that there's a life jacket, so you could jump off that and do your own way. There's always something to be able to find your own way and find your own path. Like I said, that room to mediocrity is packed full. Everybody's doing.
It took a lot. It took a lot. I mean, it took a lot for me to even get to where I was, to even build this creative space.
And that's beautiful.
You know what I mean?
That's beautiful.
I always got, put in front of adversity. You know what I mean? It's from court cases to, street life to family, just death around me. It was a lot of things that wasn't really right. You know what I mean? In my future, in my house, in my eyesight. So this was my only way, like, to find something positive and really keep something going with yourself. You know what I mean? It's like you said, living your purpose. I felt like that was my purpose. You know what I mean? Helping these artists, getting their first interviews on these shows and stuff. And, it really it made me happy seeing they reactions to, being on the radio the first time, the first interview.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That kept me going.
Joey, Keenan, thank you guys so much for joining us. We are about to end the show now. Stick around, everybody who is live for the After Blab. If you're watching or listening on a replay, come and join us live next time, 6:00 Eastern, on blab.im, or you can watch us live on the website, lypshow.com. My name is Danielle K. Anderson, also known as Danielle the VP. Again, I'm an entrepreneur, interfaith minister, speaker, life coach, and spiritual counselor. It is my purpose to help people to look good, feel good, find, and walk in their own purpose. And as always, my wonderful, amazing co-host.
Yes. SJ.
Inner
Soul Development. Inner Soul Development. That's right. I'm a personal life coach, transformational speaker. What I do is I take you off your autopilot, take you off course to your greater self. What I do is I make sure that you understand that life is supposed to be controlled and enjoyed, and that life should not control you. So once again, guys, thank you so very much for another episode of Living Your Purpose and enjoying it. We want you guys to catch the After Blab. We love you. This is every Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, like clockwork. I don't care what's going on in the world, but we're definitely going to have it every Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we love you, and we enjoy that you enjoy what we do. And so thank you so much, and you guys have a great and wonderful Sunday.
Thanks. See you next week.